I ignored the call because I didn't recognize the number. It rang while I was in traffic. Then again later that night while I was scrolling on my phone, and I told myself the same thing both times. If it's important, they'll call back. Over the next few days, the number kept showing up. No message. Just missed calls. I assumed it was spam, or a wrong number, or something I didn't have the energy to deal with. Life was already heavy enough. What I didn't know was that the person on the other end was standing in a hospital hallway, staring at his phone, trying to gather the courage to call his son after years of silence. My father and I hadn't spoken in almost 6 years. Too many arguments, too much pride, too many things left unsaid. So when the hospital finally called me, I didn't recognize the number either. But this time I answered. The nurse spoke calmly, the way people do when they're trained not to sound alarming, and said my father had been admitted for emergency surgery and had listed me as his emergency contact. My stomach dropped. I drove to the hospital in silence, replaying every ignored call in my head. When I arrived, the surgery was already over. He was stable, but sedated. A nurse handed me his belongings, wallet, keys, and his phone, and that's when I saw it. My name was pinned at the top of his call log. Over and over again, I opened his voicemail and realized he had left me one message. Just one. I sat in the hallway and listened. His voice sounded older than I remembered. Softer. He said he didn't know if I'd answer, but he needed to say he was sorry. Sorry for the way things ended. Sorry for choosing anger over understanding. He said he didn't expect forgiveness. He just didn't want to go into surgery without telling me that he loved me, and that he was proud of the man I'd become, even from a distance. I sat there with my head in my hands, realizing that the call I kept ignoring wasn't an interruption, it was an olive branch. He woke up the next morning and saw me sitting by his bed. He didn't say anything at first. He just looked at me, eyes filling up, and whispered my name like he was afraid I'd disappear again. We didn't fix everything that day. We didn't need to. We just talked. Slowly. Honestly. And when I left the hospital, I understood something I'll never forget. Sometimes the calls we ignore aren't noise. They're people swallowing their pride, hoping for one last chance to be heard. And sometimes, answering late is still better than never answering at all.